Let's try that again. What's up, fam? Listen, this is the Turtle Reads Pod. Clay and I, we're going to be talking about books, at least until the ADHD kicks in. Then I don't know what the hell's going to happen. But stay tuned and join us for some crazy, I don't know what. What are we talking about? Wait a minute. Fix your hair, because your hair, there's a hair on your hat.
Okay.
Yeah, wait, let me do it. Oh yeah, you just have a strand of hair that went directly over your hat. So you gotta get rid of that. I'm not putting up with that shit.
All right, this will be our first episode where we talk about Skankfest and with Gene Getman, Melissa's new husband. They got married at Skankfest, as well as we discussed the book, The Ones Who Walk Away From Omela. It was really fun. Talked about juggalos a bunch for some reason. Hope you like it.
Oh boy.
Hey everybody. This is the Turtle Reads. I'm Clay Foreman with Melissa Diaz.
Hello.
And today we have Gene.
Yeah, we're
Gene
joined by
Getman.
our guest.
Yeah.
My
Esteemed
husband.
guest, newly wedded Gene Getman.
Yeah.
With Melissa Diaz. I have to ask. So you're not changing the last name, right?
No, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I you know.
Melissa Getman sounds pretty cool.
Well, it sounds Jewish, and you probably get more work that way.
Yeah. Now I can finally move to Hollywood.
Yeah, you can get some writing jobs, but it's not as good for stand-up. Melissa Diaz is pretty good. I like your name.
I like my name.
And Gene Diaz, if I were to take your name, which I will never do because that's a bitch move. But Gene Diaz, I got to say, is a really good name.
It'll
That sounds
throw
pretty
people
awesome.
off.
Yeah.
I mean, you could
4
use it
letters
as
each, really short, simple, but yeah, Gene Getman's good too.
Yeah.
it's a good stage name.
Yeah, Gene Getman's all right. But Gene Diaz sounds like I'm in the Misfits. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I'm playing bass in a punk band.
Yeah, you got a mohawk. Yeah. Well, all right. So what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about 2 things, actually, right? We're going to switch it up.
Yeah.
We're talking about a short story called The Ones Who Walk Away From Omelas, and within the context of Skankfest.
Yeah.
I personally think that's kind of perfect.
Yeah.
And I will explain why later. But let's talk about Skankfest first. Let's get that out of the way, because we got married during Skankfest, and that's why we are now husband and wife and potentially about to swap last names. Right? It's not a bitch move if we swap.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. It's
Yeah.
like,
Then we're just doing our own thing again.
yeah.
Yeah.
It would fit kind of perfect.
Yeah. It would be us, very much us. It's not like you're not taking my last name, I'm not taking yours. We're switching. We're trading last names. And then we can give it back later.
Yeah, I feel like we're really kind of breaking down every marriage barrier that's ever happened. Like we just get married impromptu. I mean, a lot of people have gotten married in Vegas, right? But nobody just gets married impromptu in a strip mall during a comedy festival and just like, hey, come downstairs, go to our wedding.
Yeah. With
Yeah.
a bunch of comedians.
Yeah.
And then
Great turnout.
It was great turnout. And then y'all basically roasted the pastor. Like y'all literally just like, yeah, we just said that.
I shit on everything. I started off by shitting on marriage itself. Then I shit on the Skankfest.
Yes.
I called it a festival for closeted juggalos.
Yes.
Which at the time, I don't know if anybody was offended by it, but then Violent J actually was at the festival.
it was great.
I didn't even know he was there.
Yeah. He was super cool whenever he came to the green room, and one of his posse they were walking through the green room area, and that green room's connected to another stage. And one of his boys, as they're leaving, just starts getting loud because I guess one of the people was like, hey, just kind of keep it down. And he's one of those people who likes to buck the authority and shit. So he's just like, whoa, mouth. Starts yelling and screaming. Violent J was the one who turned around and was like, yo, homie, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Violent J's cool as fuck.
He just bared his grill at him, and then the lights from his diamond teeth grill just silenced him, like kind of like a reverse parrot. You put a darkness over a parrot. For a juggalo, it's like a blinding light makes them quiet.
No, yeah, as soon as I saw him, I was like, oh, fuck. Like, I was a juggalo in high school. So as soon as he was like walking to the green room door, I'm like, fuck. All right, I'm going to have to say something. So I just kept it simple, like, hey, I was a juggalo at one point. You're the shit.
You said that?
Yeah.
That's cute. Look, listen, respectfully, it's family. We're family.
Woo woo. And all the shit.
I love Fago. Please shut the fuck up.
Dude, Fago's pretty great.
Is it? What is it? Does it taste like Mountain Dew? I was actually just asking Gene if he knew what it tasted like or whatever the other day.
It's like the ultimate or the penultimate like just flavored soda. There's every flavor of Faygo you think of. There's the bomb pops, the red, white, and blue bomb pops they have.
Yeah.
They have a Faygo flavored like that, and it tastes just like it.
That's crazy.
Faygo's great. And during their concerts, they do Faygo showers where they just take a whole, it's 3-liter bottles instead of 2 liters of Faygo for some fucking reason. And they just hold it under their arm and just spray the whole crowd down with it and shit. It's great.
Do you think the executives at Faygo double down on Juggalos, or do you think it's sure. Fuck.
No,
this is now our thing.
The gathering of the Juggalos probably makes them so much money within itself.
Yeah.
Much less all of the Juggalos across America. They're like, all right, this is our market now. Like this and just random corner stores and shit where there's no other flavored soda already in the market. Yeah.
I've never actually seen it sold anywhere other than...
Yeah, me neither. Where the hell is it?
They have it at back home. They would have it at Piggly Wiggly because there's just no other flavored soda brand.
What the fuck is Piggly
Just
Wiggly?
going down to the Piggly Wiggly, picking up some Faygo. There's a sentence.
Yeah.
I read a children's book called that one time. Well, what is a Piggly Wiggly?
It's like Winn-Dixie or
what?
Nope.
Really?
A Piggly Wiggly is a frumpy rhinoceros.
That's what I would think.
Y'all never I understand the Piggly Wiggly. That's there's only one of those in Kaplan, I think. Not even anywhere else like Lafayette, but we had Winn-Dixie in Lafayette, and none of y'all heard of Winn-Dixie before?
What the fuck is all of this?
I've heard all of these terms.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Damn, it's whimsical down there, man. It's like Mary Poppins land down there, man.
All right. Yeah.
It's like if Mary Poppins had type 2 diabetes.
Yeah, it's like Mary.
She doesn't float very well. She has to get a bigger umbrella.
Well, no, she's missing a leg, so she's hopping constantly with the umbrella.
That's even more whimsical somehow. Somehow Mary Poppins with a peg leg is actually more whimsical than regular Mary Poppins. What the fuck?
Just a spoonful of sugar will help my blood sugar go up. My blood sugar go up. God. And it'll stay that way for quite a while because I'm insulin resistant.
What is Winn-Dixie? What is a Piggly Wiggly? Please put this to rest for me.
I guess it's like a southern Walgreens kind of like a kind of supermarket kind of thing, but very bare bones.
I like that. Walgreens is that's a northeastern sort of pseudo ivory tower Ivy League college name to give something. That's like people from that region, like a Walgreens.
Winn-Dixie will have a pharmacy sometimes. Piggly Wiggly won't have a pharmacy, but it's still a decent place to get some produce and
whatever little thing you need.
Drinks and food.
Can you imagine getting your medicine from a Piggly Wiggly?
They probably even tried it.
I think the one in Kaplan at one point probably had a pharmacy.
They got shrooms.
That's what. Yeah, some
their pharmacy was just Flintstone vitamins.
Voodoo medicine lady in the back or some shit.
Yeah, exactly. Some voodoo lady just waving a chicken foot at you. It's like, you're cured. It's like, you have COVID anymore? You're like, yes. It's like, come back again tomorrow. I'll be gone by then. All right, Piggly Wiggly, Winn-Dixie, Faygo. Thank you for explaining all that to me.
No problem. But yeah, Violent J was great. Back to the wedding.
Oh yeah,
that's what started all this off.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. It was great. Like I said, great turnout, and your vows were both basically like roasting the whole thing, which was perfect.
It was awesome.
It was great.
Yeah, it's too last minute too. What was weird though? I don't know what it was like from your perspective, sitting in the pews or whatever, but the whole time when we first decided we were going to go through with it, because months before we were like, wouldn't that be funny? Ha ha ha. But then we got there and we were like, all our friends are here. Yeah. We could just fucking do this. Right? And let's just go get something and it'll be great. It'll be funny.
Yeah, the chapel was right there.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. The chapel's downstairs. Right, we get an Elvis. That's great. And it won't be inconvenient, right? We're not asking anybody to go to Jamaica, right? It's like, come downstairs, right? Yeah. So we started writing the vows and stuff, and we went to an express outlet and just got some discount fucking Eastern European club clothing and
Yeah,
jewelry.
like we tried to make it as ridiculous as possible,
Yeah.
but then somehow it still ended up being sentimental. And
the whole
kinda
time
serious.
though, I saw it
Yeah.
coming because I was like,
Me too.
I was like, we're trying real hard to make this like nothing, right? And it's gonna backfire, and it did. We were both like near tears and shit in the fucking just like
Yeah,
oh my
like I was
God.
nervous.
Yeah, G's hand was shaking, right? And I'm just like, don't cry, you bitch! Don't cry, you fucking bitch! Right?
And I was thinking, don't cry, you bitch. I probably shouldn't have said that to you.
No, it was okay. It
I
was
shouldn't have
apropos.
whispered that in your ear while we were dancing.
You mean the sweet nothings? I think it's great. But I don't know what did it look like to you guys?
It was great. It was like, perfect, quick little 15-minute service. And yeah, it was hilarious whenever the Elvis started doing his dance move for the first time. Like whenever you just walked out and you hadn't seen it yet, you particularly flinched the first time he did it. Like he was going to hit you. It was fucking hilarious. I started bursting out laughing.
I'm glad he didn't break a hip doing that.
Yeah, that's why I was. I was like,
I think that was
what is
the
this?
actual Elvis. Actually, I don't think he's dead. I think he's just playing himself as Elvis.
It was the corpse of Elvis reanimated for a wedding, for a 15-minute wedding.
And it was an honor to play door guy at y'all wedding. That was great.
Oh, thank you.
You just naturally gravitated towards the role, though. So I don't know. I think you were just in
Somebody
your
had
element.
to do it in the moment. And I was like,
It was so funny. I was like, come take a break from being a door guy. Come downstairs. Right? And he's just a door guy for the wedding. It's like,
yeah, I got an hour break off of being the green room door guy, and I went be a door guy for a church.
Yeah.
It was great.
Thank you.
No, it was perfect.
Does that happen to you a lot? Like when you stand next to a door, people just hand you IDs?
It was hilarious because whenever I was sitting at the green room door for Skankfest, any bigger black dude who came sit next to me, they immediately assumed that he was the security. It happened to two different big black comics, Leonard Hoots and Roderick McDaniel. both like every time somebody would walk up, they would immediately like show the badge to one of them instead of me. And I'm
Hilarious.
like, I'm the one in the staff shirt.
Yeah. It just doesn't even matter.
They're just an older black man. What are we doing?
And Roger's got a great smile. I wouldn't take him as a door guy.
Yeah, they don't smile.
Yeah, they don't smile.
They don't even make eye contact half the time. They just fucking kick you out on your ass.
But yeah, that was fun. It was the wedding. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good marriage of everyone that we've met in Austin and a lot of people that we knew from New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
kinda
Corinne
perfect.
Fisher came through. Fucking Brendan Sagalow,
Josh Adam Myers.
Josh Adam Myers. That was
Sean.
hilarious. He just yelled out, "I'll drop $100 for the professional package." Like, come on.
Hell yeah.
That was wild.
I can't believe they were going to say no.
Right. We had like 3 fucking professional cameras up in there and
Oh my God, a dog just came in.
Hey, Chi Chi.
Look at that.
What's up, Chili Cheese?
What
Yeah. God.
Yeah, I know.
Dogs totally like changed the
Yeah,
the
especially when you're on
focus.
mushrooms.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't help. All right. Did
My
that even
focus-
happen? I don't even know.
Yeah, what were we?
Josh Adam Myers. Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't even know he was there.
dude. And then we had 3 cameras ready, and they're like, "Oh yeah, they didn't pay for the professional package." Josh is just like, "Yeah, I'll drop $100. How much is it? What are we doing?"
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it was great.
It's great. Over in 15 minutes. I think weddings should be this way.
Best wedding I've been to. In
Everybody
a long
said
time.
that. And I think it's because, right, we didn't force anybody to go to fucking Jamaica.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We didn't force anybody to set a date for it. It was so convenient
Right.
for all of us involved.
And the
Yeah.
spontaneity that felt in the middle of the festival.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's go to a wedding.
In, out, just
Doctor-
party.
Dr. Drew was walking by, and I tried to convince
Oh,
him
I
to come.
saw
Oh, that's
that. I
hilarious.
saw that.
That would have been great.
I know.
Yeah.
I was
see
like
him.
trying to. I'm like, hey, yeah, these are great comics. They're really close friends. Like, man, you should really cut. It's gonna be just 15 minutes. But yeah, he didn't come. Yeah,
He
I
like
was-
psychoanalyzes us. Like, no, yeah. Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Seems like a bad idea.
Pushes the Elvis out of the way. All right, listen. We're going to start a podcast. That would have been a good idea, actually, if somebody had thought to do that, like get married and do a podcast there, like have it be a Skankfest show or something.
Next time.
Like the festival could plan it or something. Yeah, we're gonna get divorced.
We'll get divorced,
Yeah, I was
and
gonna
then
say.
Oh wow.
we'll
And
try
then
again.
we'll do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. We'll do it a second time.
We'll do it every year.
Psych. You thought this was special. Doing it every year.
Do you think that what are the similarities to juggalos? What skanks, juggalos?
No, there
skanks
is
versus
definitely-
juggalos. There is a similarity. You could see it. Everybody can.
Gay chicken.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's the difference.
Well, there is a lot of that. Like, okay, so there's so much like.
Right, there was
a lot to all
There
of
was
it.
Joe
Okay.
DeRosa. There was the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they talked about that on Legion of Skanks already. Joe got like either a handy or a blowy. He says a handy. Everybody else says a blowy from a trans person.
Yeah.
So that was cool. But anyway, Juggalo to Skanks fan, there's definitely a Venn diagram where there's a lot of cross.
Obviously,
over.
yeah.
And yeah, I feel like a big difference is just more comedy wise. Like for some reason, Skanks have like at one point for Legion of Skanks, whenever I think it was Ari Shaffir dosed Bert Kreischer. Yeah, it was when Ari dosed Bert Kreischer. They had a whole Skank court to see. Oh no, it was whenever
Jay.
Yeah, it was whenever Big J got dosed. So Luis J. Gomez brought some acid to a Legion of Skanks episode, tried to dose Ari. Ari switched drinks with Big J
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
and dosed Big J. So they had a Skank court with Sal Volcano as the judge to see who was more at fault, Luis J. Gomez or Ari Shaffir of dosing Big J. They determined it was Ari. And the punishment was a wheel of punishment where Ari has to spin a wheel. He still hasn't spun the wheel to this day. He had somebody fire off fireworks at the end of the court in the middle of a street in New York City.
To distract them and get away.
He said he got assassinated. That's what he tweeted.
All right.
And
I hear that actually Ari instigated the Israeli-Palestinian attack,
Yeah.
so he doesn't have to spin the wheel.
Yeah.
He was working with Iran.
that's long game. He became president of Legion of Skanks at one point. It was hilarious. They've had a whole thing, but at the end, the wheel of punishment has shit like eating a cum cookie, which is a Jake Flores. Is eating a cookie covered in your own cum.
Oh, your own cum. All right.
Yeah.
That's better than.
Well, then there's the French toast sock, which is everybody else, Big J, Dave, Luis J. Gomez, all come in a container, put a sock in it, and then flip it over like French toast, like letting it soak it up, and then slap Ari in the face with it.
Oh no.
The wheel punishment had a bunch of stuff like that. Gun in the butt, which has already been done twice. The gun in the butt challenge. So for some reason, the comedy goes a lot of gay places. So your point is very, the
That's
Skanks
even
fans.
gayer than I realized.
Oh yeah, they've done gun in the butt twice already. One of them was like the duck hunt gun, which is very big.
Yeah, you actually have to physically force.
They
Insert
did.
it in your
They
anus.
did.
Whose ass was
I
it?
think it was Luis J. Gomez. Yeah,
Wow.
Big
The man is a
J.
hero.
Big J. The year before
To somebody.
he had a regular gun shoved up his ass because he lost a basketball game, and then Luis J. Gomez lost a game in a video game basketball game. So he got the.
See, this is
Duck
why
hunt.
I'm in support of the Second Amendment, because if you didn't have that, then
Yeah, we wouldn't have this podcast.
Yeah, what would you
be
have
half
to
as
shove
good.
in your butt?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But yeah, for some reason, it's a lot of gay stuff.
Yeah. It's gayer
Well, because
than
it's
juggalos.
funny. Yeah.
It's
Well, I
hilarious.
guess because Juggalos, there's no comedy aspect really.
Right.
Yeah.
It's really, I don't even know what
It's
is the
music.
point.
It's music.
Yeah,
Music.
it's music. It's kind of a
It's
vibe.
rap
It's a
music.
hang and things like that. Yeah.
Rap music with like a feel of like family.
Yeah,
for
and-
outcast people.
Right. And rap is kind of homophobic a lot of times.
Yeah.
So you can't,
Yeah.
right? There's like an element of it where you're trying to be, maybe it's not explicitly homophobic, but it's more machismo kind of
Yeah.
culture, right? But comedy is sort of the opposite.
Yeah.
So
You gotta be able to
just
make
because
fun
you
of
have that
yourself.
comedy aspect, and gay is hilarious.
Yeah.
It's just funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gay
Okay.
stuff is funny.
Yeah. So the
That's
Venn
what I keep
diagram
telling myself.
for juggalos and skanks is the people that it intersects with, or the people that go to an ICP concert and they go, "This is not gay enough," and they're like, "The search continues."
The intersection of the Venn diagram makes a penis.
yeah, or a butthole.
Yeah. Definitely not a vagina.
No.
That explains the skank's hand sign. That's the Venn diagram sign of the anus right there.
No, yeah, but I've definitely heard the comparison of Juggalos to Skanks fans like so much. Even on the Legion of Skanks, they'll.
Which one is more incel?
Oh,
Are they though? Well,
I'd have to say it would probably be the Skanks fans. Juggalos is more like frat, where the girls who are actually into it, which there are some, it might be bigger girls and shit like that from trailer parks, but
they're there.
They're there and they're gonna fuck.
Yeah. That's wonderful. That is beautiful. That's a beautiful. I don't think they're incelish. I think these are kind of two release valves for people that would be incels. You know what I mean?
Yes.
One through the penis, one through the butt. Right? It's like however you can get that shit out of you. Whatever festival it is, maybe both do it. Right? I think it's good for them all. I really love honestly, it's my first time at Skankfest and seeing a Skankfest festival. And it was great.
They're the best comedy fans.
Number one, it was well run.
Yeah.
Extremely well run. So professional.
Yeah.
You guys did such an amazing job. I
Christine
was so
and
impressed.
Rebecca killed it. They do great every year. Carrie as well. She killed it.
Amazing.
All the showrunners.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But then also, it was so well run. But the attendees were, people shit on Skanks a lot, but and it's all the people you would expect, right?
Yeah, that's more of like
they don't
shitting on the whole idea of the humor that they think is funny, which is just ridiculous. Yeah. But like this year I sat on the green room door. Last year I was walking around. I was one of the main head people, and I was walking around constantly. And all the fans, every time they see me, because they were like, "Oh, I've seen you literally 10 hours straight today, just walking around." They offer me. It was hilarious because it's fans just out and about. They're like, "Oh, hey, you want some water or a joint?" And I'm like, "All right, that's a great combination. I can only take one of those right now." But
you're gonna need one or the other after one or the other.
They're the nicest fans. And then this year on the green room door, it was basically the same thing, just coming from like TJ Miller and Harlan Williams and fucking Pauly Shore. Them all, like, they all offered me waters at some point.
Yeah.
So it's like the best.
Really into hydration.
Yeah, they have to be because of what happened last time.
And I mean, looking at me, it's like, oh yeah, let's keep this guy fucking hydrated.
It's like, you good, bro? You good? All right.
No, but yeah, it's the best like festival with everybody, fans and comedians, and yeah. Zach Amico's sweet. He always fucking is the nicest.
Zach Amico's great. He's such a bright, nice person. I liked him the minute I met him. I was like, this is a cool guy. But Skanks in general, I just like, it's a lot more complex than people give these people credit for. The element of the comedy, I think, helps, right? Because comedy is just and all the shit that's going on with everybody that does comedy, and there's just so much going on. There's so much. It's so vibrant. Yeah. And the closest to rebellious you can get right now, like free, right? The people are just kind of letting loose in a real way, in a way. Okay, so I noticed
in a First Amendment kind of way.
In a First Amendment kind of way, yeah. And even deeper than that, right? Because it's like
the Second Amendment.
The Second Amendment in your butt, right? So it's like your first. But it was great because it's even more than that. It's almost like. You remember in the early 2000s where everybody was like, let's reappropriate the fucking word for fucking dick or whatever, right? Yeah. Make it feminist, right? But that was all bullshit, right? And that was just a way to insert your politics into people's everyday language and culture, reinterpret people's fucking, cartoons and everything, right? But this is a real reappropriation. This is like taking it back from that bullshit and making it fun and what it originally was. And I really respect that. I really like that. And I think that's really important. It's like meme wars, right? It's like we're taking back the memes We're taking back the songs. We're taking back the shows, the jokes, right?
Yeah.
The humor. And it's like a big fuck you, like a great, wonderful, big fuck you, fun thing.
Yeah. And, Doug Stanhope comes this year. He didn't even whenever he first agreed to come, he was like, I don't want to be on any sets. I just want to go hang. Then he ended up doing his movie premiere. But he still was just hanging around. It was hilarious. At one point I heard he just did a bunch of shrooms somewhere and was just chilling, literally would not get off a bench or something.
Yeah.
I was on the green room door and somebody's just yeah, Doug's over there just chilling on a bench. He will not move. But then also every time he came into the green room, Bingo would come and basically hump me, saying hi and shit, hug me and be oh, Clay. Shit.
She's got great
nicest.
energy.
She's the nicest, sweetest person.
Yeah.
And Doug's great. I love him. But yeah, it's a giant party with great comedy and it's darker comedy, but yeah,
I saw Brian Holtzman for the first time. I actually
Same.
hadn't seen him.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
That was a punch in the face.
Yeah,
in a good way.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And then they had some. They have naked roast every year, which is fucking amazing.
This one was good, right?
Always fucking. Yeah, I didn't get to see any shows, but
Oh yeah.
I heard it was fucking ridiculous. Especially this year. And then they had Ari Shaffir's Secret Show, which was basically just Joe DeRosa and Ari Shaffir roasting all the comics, comedy in general, and I heard they were gonna because Brian McKay. Shout out to Brian McKay. He killed it again this year. He came to me and he's like, yeah, if anybody asks about the Secret Show, it's Ari Shaffir and Joe DeRosa just talking wild shit on lots of comedy. And I was like, oh, that's going to be fucking wild. I'm sure they told crazy stories and shit.
Yeah. Did you hear anything in particular?
I know. I was sitting on green room door for literally y'all wedding was the only hour I got someone to cover.
Damn. Well, there's a way for people to stream some of those shows, right?
Oh yeah, Mint Comedy.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, they can go watch all that or whatever was recorded on Mint Comedy. Some of it is actually out. I think they put one of the Legion of Skanks episodes out already on Gas Digital.
Cool.
Yeah. And the Secret Show and the Naked Roast Battle are no filming.
No filming
on those.
Well, yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah, the Naked Roast especially.
Yeah.
But
one of the people that did the Naked Roast, Celia, I saw her in the green room. She's tripping balls.
Yeah.
She's just sitting there. She's like, everyone looks so small. She's just not moving. I'm like, all right, we got you. Watch.
Oh yeah. It was a wild time.
Yeah, it was a great weekend.
Yeah,
it was wonderful.
And yeah, being on the green room door, half the stories I can't even say.
That's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
The problem is it can only ever be gossip and rumor.
Yeah.
Because if you get it on
that's how I have my job.
And knowing when to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Isn't that actually that aligns really well with the story that you wanted to talk about, where there's a secret that nobody can, everyone knows about, but you can't really.
Well, that's what I was trying to steer it towards that subtly, but yeah. I was trying to
hard
get
turn.
the ship.
There you go.
No, yeah, it's true. Well, the ones who walk away from Omelas, what'd you think?
I mean, it's like The Giver, but it's basically a bare bones structure of that kind of story of a utopia where they have one person who is the sacrifice, and there's the people who walk away from it, and it's really a dystopia. It's only a utopia from the outside.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, it's a nice little. It was 10 pages.
Yeah, super. I told you. Yeah, I was like, we gotta read this. We gotta read something short so we can talk about Skankfest.
Yeah,
and that was the shortest thing I could think of that still kind of passed as fantasy.
Yeah, it was good
because it's a hypothetical scenario.
Yeah.
Do you know? Have you ever read that book?
I don't read.
You don't read? Oh, okay. They have audio. They have an audio version. Okay.
Sorry.
It's 20 minutes. All right. Listen to it's great. It's basic. The premise is there's a utopian society that exists. It's basically anything you even you would think, whatever the fuck you want as in a utopia. Free sex, priestesses walking around nude, just giving pussy out, right? A drug that doesn't give you a hangover, that's wonderful, no bad effects, right? Whatever you want, right? This is what this place is. but it's all contingent on the one child being tortured for the rest of their life in the basement at the foundation of that whole city.
This is the worst trolley car philosophical argument ever.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, I think it's valid only within the narrow context of utopianism. So sure, yeah, if you are engineering a society and then you know that there's going to be a lot of fallout and a lot of suffering and you do it in spite of that, you're engineering this scenario. So that's bad. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people recently, because I was listening to Sam Harris read it and talk about it, have reinterpreted that shit for liberalism to where it becomes this big, you know where it's going, right? So the narrative of like, look at us drinking tea and lattes. Meanwhile, children suffer in Africa. Like that whole fucking thing, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that's valid because I'm like, okay, we didn't engineer this, you know, right? You could say that we created a city state, very optimized, very wealthy, right? And despite that, there is inequality and there is poverty, right? But we didn't engineer this as a utopia with the express purpose of making it and knowing that that's going to happen and dismissing it, and then we all do it anyway. That's not the same. That's not the same thing. I think that's a fallacy that liberals just put on that story.
Yeah.
Right. And it's also not clear in the story how their utopia is contingent upon this one kid suffering.
And that's another major plot hole. It's like they never explain why.
Yeah,
they never say why it's the case.
You just came up with this story, like you just want this kid to be tortured this whole time.
Yeah.
And then everybody's happy. And I guess the loose connection is that you think of the most amazing thing that you can possibly think of, right? And then, but this one kid is suffering. So in the story, he's like, imagine this, right? Oh, and you don't believe me that it could happen, huh?
Right.
And then, and imagine how amazing this thing is. Still, you don't believe me? Well, then here, let me tell you about this little kid that's suffering in this closet and just being beaten and neglected and screaming and in fear their entire life. Now, doesn't that other scenario look a little bit more plausible? Mm-hmm. And in some way, as the reader, you're like, yeah, I guess it does, because, and what that really is supposed to reflect on is our sense of morality, where you can sort of imagine how this society kind of came together. And because they all know about this kid, they now have this sense of we have to be as happy and functional together, like basically not dysfunctional. We have to work together and cultivate this amazing society. We have to do it. Mm-hmm. Guys, we have to. Yeah. We can't even spare a day of misery because we all know that this kid is suffering. And if we even are miserable for one day, then it completely neglects the sacrifice that we're making. Mm-hmm. And in that way, that's how they make it plausible. Like that's the connection between the two. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it begs you to kind of say that, oh, if we go help the child, the whole thing falls apart. Well, then again, you can go physically help the child if you want to. Right. That is something that any one of these citizens can do or collectively decide to do. But that's supposed to now be extrapolated to our society, where instead of one kid, it's millions. Here's the play that they do there, because their society is perfect, right? And they have one kid suffering. Our society, by contrast, has millions of children suffering, and it's not even perfect.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So it's a false.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
supposed term you use? The trolley.
The trolley car or
philosophical
trolley
argument. Yeah,
like
the trolley
it's
argument.
basically it was a rhetorical device that was useful for one concept, and that concept is not even as relevant currently because, like you said, it's not. We don't live in perfect societies. Yeah. And there are millions of children. You want to go try to save every one of them? It's like that's like poverty whack-a-mole, right?
Yeah.
You fucking try over here, it's happening over here.
But it's not even children, right? It's really supposed to expand out to all levels of disparity, whether it's people that are in poverty in America, families that are impoverished versus rich people, or countries. Clearly, the United States is one of the most wealthy concentrations of wealth in the world at the behest of other countries. This is sort of the global inequality that sort of has to happen as the result of 20th century politics and things like that. So there are
all
these
that shit.
disparities all over the world that crop up, but they crop up because they crop up.
Right.
This is the way things just work in a very cosmic sort of way.
Yeah.
Even in the universe, we have matter that pools together into planets. That clumps together because there's gravity. There's a force that makes things clump to each other, and other places don't have things, and we call that space. Well, that works economically too.
Yeah, that's what we call Kenya. We're like, look at all that space.
Right. That's why it's so dark.
That's all space. Anyway, what's going on over here?
That's why it's so dark over
Yeah,
there.
it's so dark.
God dang it.
Oh, look at this black hole.
Still in Skankfest mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We never leave
Does it-
Skankfest mode. Me and Gina are like that.
Does it touch on anything about the perpetuating that? So touching on if we go help the girl, then
Yeah,
we lose
they-
all this.
they
Or
do. They,
if we don't
like-
keep this going, then it's
They
all
talk
in
about
vain.
Yeah.
There's people who the name of it is called the ones who walk away from Omelas, which Omelas is Salem backwards.
Oh,
Oh.
interesting.
How the fuck did you look?
It
what-
was in the book.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh,
Damn.
look, we can't read
Literally.
now.
Yeah. I'm like, wait, what?
Wait, Salem, but Salem doesn't start with an O.
Salem? Omelas. So it starts with an S.
So it's Salem-O. So
Salem.
Salem-O.
Salem. I don't know. The author literally wrote
a minute.
in the book the one that I read. She literally, like, whenever she was coming up with the name of the city, she just flipped around
Yeah.
Salem and
And
then
just added an
an
O.
O, I guess.
Just because you just haven't been sleeping.
Salem.
Yeah. Just because you haven't been sleeping, you're just up all night doing anagrams of shit and just reading the prologue.
I see that as truth. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, I get it.
But they did. There's the ones who walk away, just literally leave the city.
Well, there are the people that go and everyone has to meet the child. Nobody in the city is ignorant of the kid. So there are the people that meet the kid and they go, oh, this is terrible. They go home and then they go, but without his suffering, what will we be? Right? And so they go, we must, be strong and live our lives to the fullest and appreciation of the. Right? Then there's but then there's others, right? Who they meet the child, they go, then they never go home. They go, well, fuck this city, right? And then they just walk away. They walk into the wilderness and they leave. They just they don't save the child. I guess maybe they see the complexity
opt
of
out.
the city. They opt out and they just leave.
I think in the book also, or in the story, they say that the place where they go is beyond description, which I think may imply suicide.
I don't know.
That they kill themselves.
I don't think. Well, yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
But maybe it's beyond description because it just hasn't. It's undiscovered, right? It could also be that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess that could also mean that if, in a certain way, if we map that onto our society, to walk away from it would be to go somewhere that we haven't discovered yet.
Exactly.
Could
In
it
other
be-
words, there is no walking away from Amelius.
Well, there is. People walk away, right? And maybe it's an individual journey. Who knows? That's very speculative, right?
Yeah.
What I want to posit is there is another consideration, which is this rhetorical device. Now that we live in the 21st century, everybody that works with social media, which is literally everybody sells shit on social media, has adopted themselves methods to spread propaganda about themselves, to their friends, to their family, to their business, to their clients, whatever you're doing online, right? We've become filmmakers, we've become copywriters. We do it for ourselves. We're making a podcast. This motherfucker's taking more mushrooms because he's like, I need more mushrooms for this.
You dime-slotted motherfucker.
I think he's just eating chocolate
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah, I know. But okay, so what I'm saying is, to make this shorter, right? We all see through rhetorical devices more than we did before, right?
Mhm.
So Omelas, if you would read that in the 90s, right, you'd be like, oh shit, right? It would fucking blow your mind. But now you see this double layer where it's like, this is a trolley cart, philosophical trolley cart, right? You get that now. And you go, this is a person trying to put us through a thought experiment. This does not reflect reality in its completion, in its complexity, right? So what I want to say is, or my theory, right, is at this juncture, the people that are walking away from Omelas technically are people that like the people that go to Skankfest. You know, They are the people that are walking away from utopianist rhetoric altogether.
Yeah.
And just all of the bullshit. And it's uncharted territory. That's why you're putting guns up your butts, because you don't know what to do yet. You know what I mean? Like you just want to be free. So you're freeing yourselves from your own
gayness,
homophobia, or your gayness, right? You're like,
especially like right now with like literally everything going, like the election, fucking the extra COVID shit that might be popping up, the Israel Palestine shit, like everything that's happening right now. One weekend of Skankfest is the perfect getaway for most of those people, and just like to walk away for a weekend and be like, none of that matters. We're gonna go laugh and see some crazy shit.
Well, because on some level,
are you saying that's where the others go?
I think that's where it's uncharted territory. Currently, I think people have walked away from God, from religion, from political rhetoric, from utopianism, from just bullshit, right? It's that everything has been exposed, right? Even when you're interacting with the Israel-Palestine conflict, you know that you're not, because there's this buffer of private interests and government interests that are blocking you, that are buffering you from the real experience, the lived experience of those people, and that all you interact with is the rhetoric of people trying to nudge you in directions that you may not necessarily go on your own, right? So, and it's all there, and it's the same argument. Everything Israel, Palestine, whatever side it is, right? It's like, it's us. And it's like, even though people will suffer, follow us. It's the same. Every fucking rhetorical device in this society is omelas. You know what I mean? And I think skanks, incels, fucking juggalos, you know what I mean? Like, they're so fucked up, right? But it's because they are not allowing themselves to get wrapped up in bullshit rhetoric, right? They want to be free. They want to have a family. They want to have a community that is authentic, where you could be, where a tranny can blow you, right? And you know what I mean? Like authentic.
How come all of the options are gay?
I don't know, because I don't know. I think that might be the way.
Could you think of one option that's just like fun?
Not really.
I almost had an option that was the opposite
fun.
of gay. It was great.
Drugs, but I'm saying, I think gay is a good device for people, because I think it breaks your brain. You know, it breaks you somehow. It breaks you free of part of the things holding you back. But I think omelas, for me, I think people are walking away in the here and now from a thing that is like omelas, which is for me, that's what I think. That's what I saw in Skankfest.
No, it's
that should be the marketing for next year's Skankfest. It's like, walk away from omelas to Skankfest 2024.
We've discovered it.
Have y'all ever read The Giver?
Yeah, I've read The Giver.
It's kind of similar. Just instead of a sacrificial, like torturing a kid, it's one person who's chosen to hold the memories of before everything became the sameness. I think
everything became perfect. Yeah.
Everything's all. At one point, everything in this civilization just became gray and same. All the food, everything, like literally everyone's looking gray. There was a movie with Jeff Bridges. It was pretty good. Everyone sees in gray and everything except for one kid who could see color, hear music, all this shit. And it's a really good book.
Yeah. You've probably read it. It's assigned reading in high school.
No, if your sentence starts with "you've probably read," the answer is no.
That's true.
You haven't checked out any of the Discworld since she started? I got her into it.
No, I'm not a big reader.
Have you read American Gods or anything from Neil Gaiman?
No. Those are words that I've heard. Those are words that you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to send him a podcast if you want him to read something. Does that make sense? Yeah.
I've read a few books, just a handful.
There's two things that stand out. One, the story you just told, the allegory of the forms in philosophy, of the beholden of beauty and the ultimate of everything. That reminds me of that. And then the other story, even with the child, reminds me of Jesus in the way of all the sins and everything on one person to absorb the hate of the world or the whatever of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he sacrificed for all the sins.
I use whatever in a Jesus reference.
Yeah.
Yeah, but all Jesus did was create a bunch of moms who are just martyrs, right? Just moms being like, what do I do for you? You know, and it's just like carrying a cross. Like that's a cultural thing now. Everyone's just carrying a cross. The Greeks had their Bible was the Iliad and the Odyssey. That's why they were insane. And they just killed.
Tracks. They got sirens.
Yeah.
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 And hydras and shit. That must have been fun. I like that Old Norse. Like they literally. Well, I like to think of it because I'm a big mythology buff. I like to think of how they actually thought of it. The ones who actually believed in their actual gods, like Egyptians, actually believed that the sky was just the backside of a god, a goddess.
Did they?
Named Nut. Yes.
No, Nut was the goddess of night.
Yeah, no, yeah, the underside. I'm sorry,
Did
not
they
the
really
sky.
believe that, or
Not
were they
the sky.
told that and they just?
Well, some of them must
like,
have
all right.
actually.
What else are we
believed.
gonna do?
Like some of us actually believe that Jesus wasn't
Fair.
did all the stuff. You know, Newt. They believe took up the entire underside of the earth, and every day she swallowed the sun as whenever it went down and birthed it in the morning.
Hell yeah, that's badass.
So like, they actually thought there was a whole woman on the other side of the earth. Just like that's insane.
That's cool. You imagine you think that? Wouldn't that make your whole world just...
I need more mushrooms.
Yeah. I don't think they needed any mushrooms. That's just us.
Women don't give birth in a cyclical idea, so it must have been her period.
No,
because it was every day. It was on a regular cycle. The sun was actually her ovum being passed
Look,
through.
this didn't follow it because
Gross.
I mean they knew of it doesn't really.
It would explain the
track.
sunrise colors, but yeah.
And plus, yeah, exactly. When it's rising or setting, it's all reddish and stuff.
Yeah. Ill. All right.
Well,
I'm glad
that's reality for you. I'm sorry. Sorry to break your preconceived notions of what reality should be like.
I'll accept it. I guess that's fine. Let's move on from period sunsets.
Yeah, back to Skankfest.
Oh yeah. So what do you think of?
Well, how was your sets? Like you actually got up. Like did time.
It was great. I had the shows were great. The audiences were great.
Yeah.
There was a
what stages did you go up on? How many?
Well, I had one show a night. I was trying to see if I could get some more, but they were kind of full. I didn't want to interrupt the lineup or whatever if it was too much. But I just hung around and stuff. But I got one show and I did the Hippo Tank and I did the Stand.
Nice.
Basically, just the Austin showcase, and then the Hippo Tank was just kind of a general showcase that never ended.
Yeah,
which I kind of liked. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, that one last year, the one where it's just like constant comedy. That I think Zach was running it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He would come around every now and then. And I would throw him people, but it was always like random person, killers, random person. Like it's just you'll just go and see randomly like Ari Shaffir come through and fucking it's always fun.
TJ Miller stopped by right around when I was getting up. Yeah, and he killed. I think he was just doing crowd work. Yeah. He just murdered. Just because what was it? Because you saw it, most of it. I didn't see it.
Some guy was saying that I guess TJ was asking people, what are you doing in Vegas? Like, what are you doing for fun? And some guy was like, oh, me? Yeah, I went and sat down at one of the slot machines, put $10 down, and just kept bringing me drinks. And I had like 4 or 5 drinks, and then I took my $10 back. Yeah. And TJ was like, oh yeah, so you have no clue how to have fun whatsoever. And then he went off on that for like 10 minutes. It was amazing. Yeah. He was just going on just that fact, just trashing this guy for 10 minutes straight. It was so good.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Me and TJ Miller, we had a standoff, like a old timey, like Wild West. He was at the end of the hallway. It was during the goddamn comedy jam, so everybody was at the fucking ring. There's nobody in the hallway, and he was at the end of the hallway, just like it was a dark silhouette, but just how he was standing, I could tell it was TJ.
Yeah,
and he was like standing like that, and I was sitting in my chair, and apparently all he could see was a silhouette. And we just like stared at each other for a good while, and then I got up and we walked to each other, and I'm like,
Teacher's probably so high he thought you were his probation officer.
He probably thought you were his reflection.
How he can't be? It can't be him. What? Dude, that's crazy.
oh yeah, we walked to each other, and I was like, yeah, dude, it looked like we were having like you were having a stare down with me. He's like, it was the same on my side. I was like, cool. All right, as long as this wasn't a weird thing, then we're good.
No, I think it was a weird thing. In addition. Yeah, TJ was cool.
Yeah,
That's good to see him.
Super nice, and he was always wearing the wildest shit.
Yeah.
That fucking blazer, whatever the fuck, the shiny one. That was great. Yeah, it was a wild time.
Yeah, one which you cannot relate 80% of because of non-disclosure agreements. So, but it was great.
No, I don't have to sign anything.
You just have to change names.
Yeah.
So
True.
change the fucking name.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Stacy, what?
So God dang it. I'm not good off the cuff, especially on shrooms.
Well, like coming up with a name?
Yeah.
We could do it for you.
Well, I was trying to think of something funny and close to, but no, yeah. I was going to do like Mandover or something.
Man.
I heard Corinne Fisher blew a tranny. I'm just making up names.
Yeah. Talk about that. Steve.
No, yeah. Steve. I mean, it's not.
Why is it so
some guy
hard for
named
you?
Steve's about to get fired right now.
I mean, yeah. Most of the stories from the green room is like stuff where it's like, no, it could only affect them personally. So yeah, it's not really like. I'm pretty sure there was a chick going around with nitrous balloons.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, I saw those around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
I remember high school.
Yeah.
Dude, people were doing drugs that I think I'm too old to recognize.
Oh man, dude, we were sitting down. We watched people set up gel, like weed gel.
Yeah, like they're smoking some type of THC type of thing.
Yeah.
But at this point, it looks like I'm watching
dab?
Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
It's like Walter White making meth out of weed.
You want
It's like freebasing weed.
all of the paraphernalia was really ornate. It looked beautiful.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like it was a stained glass.
Yeah.
Wrought iron, wrought steel,
Well,
butterfly.
The Chinese economy has come a long
Well, that's
way.
what it reminded me of. It reminded me of like a Chinese tea room, right? It meets opium den, right? But it was just weed, and it was like gel. And he gave me a thing to smell. Like, look at this. This is butter honey. Like it was a fucking candle. He's like, smell this. Right?
Oh yeah. Shout out to the Weed Maps guys. They gave me a big ass fucking just bunch of shit whenever I walk by. Right after your wedding, I was walking up and I'm like,
Yeah, you're having a good day.
oh yeah. I was like, okay, that was great. 15-minute wedding. I have like another 30 minutes because I told the guy, I was like, can you at least cover me for an hour?
Oh, okay.
So I had like a good 30 minutes left. So I just went take that to walk around and go see merch and shit, and immediately stopped at the Weed Maps thing. And they were like, yeah, we've seen you on the green room door fucking all weekend. Here, we're just going to give you, because
that's so nice.
The first day they came, they had the giant, did y'all get to see the UFO bong?
Yeah.
The giant one. Immediately they were like, oh, you got to come by and smoke this. And I never got to smoke it. It was huge UFO bong thing that would have been great to hit.
Your voice just cracked when you said that. Like you were just spellbound.
Yeah, it was
He's smitten.
unfortunate. It was quite unfortunate I didn't get to hit that. But they gave me like a whole bubbler. I have it at the house now. It's really nice.
Okay.
Gave me a bunch of shit, lighters, cool little, it's like a cheese grater, but for weed.
Oh, I see. What, like a hash block or something?
No,
You
it's
just
literally
grate it?
like a card, like a credit card sized thing where you just,
Oh, I saw those.
yeah,
Yeah.
where you grate,
Interesting.
it's grinding weed, but it basically makes it as fine as keef.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But how do you take a bud and scrape it?
Scrape it.
A bud though, right?
Mhm.
Oh wow, that like Parmesan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where we are now.
What is happening?
Weeds in the mainstream. It's for
Yeah.
soccer moms.
Yeah.
You're just putting it on your salad.
It's like cracked pepper and shit. You're just throwing it on.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, they were,
Some weed.
Yeah. Oh, that's enough, guys.
How come there's less innovation in other drugs?
They're not legal.
no, I mean that's it's always been like that. Like with stoners, making pipes out of cans and apples and
I did that.
shit. Like
Yeah.
for some reason, stoners are the engineers of the drug community.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something about it. You get very
Maybe
creative.
the other drugs are just that much better. Where you don't.
Yeah.
You just want to do the drug.
Yeah.
Or maybe you just get high, you can't do anything.
Yeah.
Like
Heroin seems
driving on salvia
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever that was.
Yeah,
No,
that was
yeah,
great.
they had that guy who he was like trying to was it Ari Shaffir who did that? He tried to do the walk through tires on salvia.
Oh my god. You can't do how many times is it gonna take? You can't do anything on salvia, dude.
That was
That's great.
Yeah.
How far did he get?
like 2 steps and then he was fucking bowled over and just
Oh Jesus Christ!
I feel like salvia is like catnip for people.
yeah.
Does it look like
Eat
that?
catnip, it just starts to
Yeah.
freaking seize up in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently he went through like a whole life and had kids and stuff in like the matter of like 10 minutes.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I've heard him say that. I've heard multiple people say that about drugs like that, salvia, DMT, and they're very adamant about it. There was actually in the documentary DMT, the God's drug. You ever see that
Yeah,
one?
the spirit molecule.
Yeah, Spirit Molecule. Yeah, there's a guy that says like, I lived a whole life, 100 years in 15 minutes, and his just eyes bulging out of his head. He's just traumatized, probably because his wife was really annoying.
Yeah. It goes back to her.
Yeah, he's
It's
like, "Ugh."
damn it, you're not like Michelle at all.
I always wondered if that's real, because you can have that impression, but how, like, is it like this? Like, am I on DMT right now? I mean, we are technically. That's kind of like the whole trip of life.
That's what
at large.
I wish I could. I
The
did
mushrooms
try.
have kicked in.
I don't know.
That'd be really sad if I wake up and Melissa's not there. I got some
Oh
other
my
bitch
God.
there.
Dude, I would hate that so much.
I know. I'm not even me. I'm some other guy.
You're back at Skankfest and it's Clay.
Yeah.
Oh no. That's right. He just took
You
a
just
hit
at the
off the
door.
bong. I wake up, I'm like, like I gotta get on this meat diet.
You're still staring at TJ Miller.
That's what you look into TJ Miller's eyes.
Yeah.
That's the one drug nobody can resist.
That's why he wears glasses.
No,
Yeah, he's like Cyclops.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's. I mean, and I wish I could kind of like achieve that. I've tried to hit DMT like stupid amounts. I've talked about it on the podcast. I had one time where I went to a comics house, or Airstream, not a house. And I tried to, he had like a shit ton of DMT and I took 10 hits straight.
What is that?
Jesus Christ.
Holy fuck.
And I didn't get any visuals.
Huh.
It didn't affect you.
Body high.
Really? A body high on DMT?
That
The
was
hell's
it.
the point of
There
that?
was no blast off, but it was legit. Like I know this guy. I know this was legit DMT.
Was it Steve?
Yeah, fucking Steve.
He's not even really. He hasn't come around in a good bit. I might be able to say
Maybe
his
his
name.
Airstream broke down.
Shitter's full.
But no, it was legit, and my tolerance. I don't. It might be my tolerance or like my biology or something. But for some reason, like I went 10 hits, just
Really?
holding it in, release it, and then another hit, hold it, release it, like
Damn.
10 times in a row, just no visual.
Are you
Wow.
serious?
Yes.
Dude, we
Have you
did that
tried
on,
on other occasions?
Yeah, I had in Seattle, I bought like $100 DMT vape pen, and it was the same thing. I went super hard on it, holding it in, just sitting on my sofa, just like hold it in. Still the same thing, body high, but no visuals.
What about salvia?
That's the thing. I'm like, I've never tried it.
Hmm.
if that would be the thing that would get me, because I am a psychonaut. Whenever I started trying out drugs, I immediately, like, I grew up on a cattle farm. I used to go pick shrooms whenever I started doing drugs, and just did shrooms a shit ton. I love psychotropics and hallucinogens. Kinda want to get that ego death.
Have you never had it?
No,
That's crazy.
Wow.
I get it with even a little bit.
Yeah, me too.
I've never.
Even 1 gram.
We took like we took puffs of DMT and it got all fucked up. The powder fell through the
Maybe-
filter and shit.
maybe
and
you can't
we
get
still
it.
got pretty high.
Yeah. Maybe you can't get it because you're the Buddha.
You're Jesus, bro.
Your ego is already dead. You don't.
You're the child.
That could be what if your ego is already
You're
dead, Clay?
already enlightened.
Yeah.
No, definitely.
You don't even know.
That's what somebody like that would
Sometimes
say.
they don't know.
That's exactly what they would say.
Sometimes they don't know. You know that, right? You know that there are Buddhas that don't know that they're Buddhas. You know that, right?
That's why they're Buddhas.
Yeah. Dude. Yes.
Be the Buddha.
Yes. You look like Buddha. You look like a Buddha statue, like a wonderful, happy, and even especially when you laugh. Oh my God!
Technically, that Buddha is a different guy.
Yeah.
It's not.
But he's
the
a
actual
Buddha. A Buddha just means enlightened one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not just fat.
Yeah. Exactly. That the other guy. What is that other guy? What is his name?
Gautama.
Gautama. Yeah.
That's right.
You look like Gautama. That's adorable.
Genghis Khan.
Yeah. Yeah. What if you're already enlightened? Have you ever thought of that? Has that ever occurred to you?
God's trying to tell you something.
Come back to Jesus.
You just keep hitting, you just get nothing. He's like, huh?
Yeah.
Huh? Come on. See what I'm telling you?
Well, it would be nice for him to let me know. It would be nice for him to let me know if I'm
No.
just trying to get as
Nope.
high as possible and just not able to get there. And
You know
just
that-
like, yeah, you're already there. Why? Like, that
No.
would be, I mean,
They call it the gateless gate. You know that?
oh, shit. No.
Yeah. They call
No,
it
that
the
was really-
gateless. I'm serious. They call it the gateless gate.
Okay.
There's no gate.
Like in
It's
the
you.
never ending story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's how he got through that gate.
yeah. Mm.
All right.
Very good night. Nice note to end on for Clay to go
Yeah.
into an existential crisis now at the end of the
on 3
podcast.
grams of shrooms.
Yeah. we're just gonna leave now. All right, well, we gotta go.
Also, on the flip side, that means that you and I are the least enlightened people
We are
on
so
the
not.
planet.
Well, I already knew that, but that's fine. Yeah, hell yeah.
No, y'all are the best. It,
Well,
was-
me.
it was
I feel like you're. Yeah. Anyway,
all right. Well, I guess we're ending it.
yeah.
On that note, thank y'all, everybody. It's been a great episode. For Turtle Reads, peace.
Hell yeah. Bye. Thank you.